Welcome back, everyone, to Merge Conflict, your weekly developer podcast, talking all things podcast technology things. I'm one of your hosts, James Montemano, with always with me, the one and only Frank Kruger. How's it going, buddy?
Oh, it's going great, especially now that I know we're a podcast about podcasts. It's good that around episode 500 we finally figured this out. But no, James, we are a mobile-first AI programmer, technologist, nerdy, sometimes Nintendo podcast. That's what.
That's true. Do I have the right microphone selected? Is this the right microphone? Microphone does.
It does sound a lot like you. It does.
All right, let's get into it. All right, we got big game-changing news dropping on the internet. Frank Kruger adopting a cat. All right, Question number one. Where did you get Aristotle?
Oh, Aristotle. Thanks for bringing her up. She's from the animal shelter. I believe she came from some bad parents. They just kind of ditched her, left her litter in the bush.
Boo.
Someone found the litter in the bush.
Yay!
Took her to an animal shelter.
Survived.
Yeah, she's a vaguely wild, mostly domestic cat. I'd say 95%. Yeah, domestic.
Oh, and I see you got a new animal cat climbing contraption. Did you build that yourself?
Yeah. In some ways I kind of did. No, it's a secondhand animal cat climbing contraption. I believe that's what you called it. But it was for the cats, they have the scratchiness, and the scratchiness pulls the ropiness off. And so, I'm a DIY guy. I'm like, I'm just going to re-rope some of these posts.
Yeah.
How hard can it be, James? How hard can it be?
Like, you just go to Joann Fabrics, you get a glue gun, bingo, bango, cats are happy.
Turns out I'm really bad at math these days. I totally miscalculated how much rope I would actually need to spin around a cylinder 8 billion times. Turns out 50 feet of rope sounds like a lot, but when you're at 1.5 feet and you're starting to realize, I don't think 50 feet was quite enough.
Oh my God.
So it's a secondhand one, but I cleaned it all up and I re-roped parts of it. That was fun.
Nice.
No, that was a terrible experience. Don't ever do that. Just pay the money for a new one.
We were watching a show on HGTV, and they were redesigning a backyard, and they decided to go with like a cruise ship boat theme or whatever for this retired couple.
Okay.
And they were taking car tires and they were wrapping rope around them to kind of make them into cool thing. But I'd imagine they needed so much rope. It looked really cool. So much rope.
And I did it with hot glue, and I know how to weld. I know how to solder very well. I'm even learning a new battery welding technique.
Oh, cool.
Man, I burn my hands so many times when I'm using a hot glue gun. I don't part of my brain just turns off. I'm like, ooh, is the hot glue gun hot? Let me use my finger to test it out. Oh, yes, it is hot. Is that glue there? Is that glue dry, or is it still wet? Oh, it's still wet, and it's burning a hole in my skin.
I think that means you're doing it right.
Oh, okay. Good.
Like,
you
if
burn
you're
yourself with hot glue too?
If you're caulking, for example, and you don't leave with more caulk on you than that's in the caulking tube, then you know that you've done it wrong. So that's how you know you did it right, when there's just caulk everywhere. And you can't get it off. When you open a super glue bottle, if you don't super glue yourself together, then you did it wrong. That's the only way you knew you did it right, with the super glue. And then we know
that's how you know it's fresh too.
That's how you know
super glue is attracted to skin.
Because once you open a super glue, whatever you use, just throw the rest of it away, because it's never going to work ever again. Just never going to work. All right. Question number two. What made you pull the trigger on getting a new cat? Now, people don't know. Boomer is no longer with us. Still alive. But just no longer with us in this podcast.
That sounds terrible, dude. Thanks.
I know.
Boomer's my old cat. Boomer was a cat I got with a friend, and the friend is getting their own house. So Boomer is going to go to a new house. Sadly, there are 2 cats in one house right now, and it's working 10% well.
Wow.
But what pulled the trigger was I don't believe in fate, but it was a good fate moment where I was shopping for a kitten, and there was just a cute little black kitten available.
No, you just don't go shopping for a kitten.
I was shopping.
Now, because one or two things can happen. Yeah. One is you're well, there's a cat that lives in the alleyway, and you're like, that's a cute cat. Maybe I should get
Yeah.
your alley. That's
My
a cat.
cat now.
I don't think you just go casually browsing for a cat. Now you could be like,
Hmm.
oh, Humane Society website. I see a cute
Yeah.
little cat. Maybe on that. Now maybe you're just like, you know what? I just happen to be driving down the road and there's a Humane Society, and like, oh, you know what they might have? They might have some cats. Maybe I'm interested, but
Okay.
some cat. What's the catalyst for the kitty?
Okay, you called me out. You're right. The catalyst for the kitty. Show title. So I'm very lucky at trivia. Someone from the shelter works. Someone who works at the shelter was also at trivia. So I had an in. I could talk to someone. I said,
Nice.
"Tell me about kittens. Is it competitive? How do we get these things? Do they come in bursts?" Turns out they do come in bursts. They're litter based. A
They are
bunch
litter
come,
based. Yes, yes.
and then a bunch disappear. Summertime is kitten season, I guess. So I was like, okay, how does procedure work? Because programmer, I just need to know the procedure. How does one acquire a
Checklist.
kitten? Yeah. And they said the online form is far more complicated than the in-person form.
Oh,
And my
that makes
laziness
sense.
trumps everything immediately. So
So what I did is I sat down for a weekend and I figured out how I could automate the form. And then
yeah,
what I did
right.
is I wrote an
Totes, dude.
entire application to do,
Called Cat Me Now. Yeah. No,
.com.
I just use an AI, man. I vibe coded that form. That's not true at all. It's just, it turns out the shelter is actually really close to my house. So I just thought, oh, I'll just swing by, fill out the form, get myself on the list. And then when, when
You're
the cat
pre-approved.
bursts, pre-approve myself. That's right. That's right. I learned this from buying the house. You want to get pre-approved. You want all the paperwork done and settled so you can go
Yeah.
cat shopping and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So I finished the form and they're like, "Do you want to look at the cats?" And I'm like, "What? No, I'm just here to fill out the form."
I'm just here for the form, people. I came for the form. You keep the cats. Nuh-uh.
I am not sure I'm
I see
emotionally.
this trap. I see where this trap is going.
Yeah.
Ah! I am not
With
prepared.
little tiny sharp claws in that trap, I tell you. And they're like, "Hey, there's a cute little black cat that's looking for a home right now." And I said, "Okay, show me this cute little black kitten." And yeah, so that's what I mean. Okay, so I wasn't shopping for a cat because I won't go to the website. I won't look at the photos because you know what? That's disappointment. You get your
You're gonna
heart
get.
set on a photo of a cat,
They're not going to be there. They're not going to be
Nope.
there.
Nope.
They're not going to be there.
No. So I was either gonna walk the beaches until a stray walked up to me. That could have been one technique.
Possible.
But I thought just doing the pre-approval would be the way to go. But then a little bit of fate kicked in.
But still, was the catalyst like that Boomer's leaving, and then you're like,
yes.
Okay, so the catalyst was that Boomer is leaving, and you're like, you know what I need in my life? More cat. I need zero down. I need zero. Look, like you're hot. I'm gonna put a new cat in staging environment, and I'm gonna swap to prod.
You got to practice these things. If you do it day of, you might mess it up. You got to practice restoring the database backup. You got to practice restoring the cat backup. This is just normal engineering right here.
That makes sense.
But yeah, so like I said, I really was just going for a pre-approval because I'm probably going to have Boomer for a little bit more time. Yeah. And so it's just funny, right? It's just funny. Like, okay, I went in to fill out a form and now I have a cat. That's how life works sometimes.
So you walk through the cat on first cat appearance on the pod.
There's a helicopter. I'm sure she wants to go chase it down, and her energy level, I think she would get it.
So you walk through, set the stage for the Humane Society. Like what?
Well, I gotta tell you, the island has a beautiful Humane Society. They got themselves a nice new building.
I like that.
They had air conditioning. This is during one of our heat waves, and I was like, wait a minute, I could just live here. There's tons of puppies and cats and dogs.
You guys got free Wi-Fi? You guys got free Wi-Fi?
Yeah, exactly. Can I work in that table over there? Would that be cool with all you? Can I just work in the cat rooms? One of those cat rooms over there. So they had a beautiful new building here on the island, and they actually have 4 or 5 rooms all set up, just like 2 or 3 kittens or cats per room. There were lots of signs about litters to come, but the litters were all in foster care. So these were the not not bought cats so far that were left behind.
Like they call them
And
unadopted. They're not currently
unadopted. Yeah,
adopted.
sorry. I don't know my terminology.
I like to often when we talk about Millie, I put a dollar sign next to her because she has a
Right.
senior doggo, and senior doggos are budget priced.
Is that right?
She was like $80, and which is great because then you're like, well, that is like 1/20th of an iPhone was this dog.
Yeah.
um, but
That's how you definitely should pick out an animal by price for sure.
She has cost us much more than $80. Just be assured that $80 investment is not the only money that you will spend on said animal. So
you get what you pay for. Sorry,
they open
that was a bad one.
they open the golden doors to cat paradise, and what just like there's like one cat, or is
Oh
there
well,
like,
no, it's funny. It's always funny to hear from the caretakers. They're like, "All right, this room's got one kitten. You probably want to check that one out. This room's got two awesome cats. You definitely want to go check those out. This one, these cats are so-so. This room, you go in there, the cat's gonna bite you." And I'm like,
oh no,
tell me more about this cat that's gonna bite me.
that sounds great.
I am here for danger. You got free air conditioning. I got nothing to do. I was just filling out a form. Let's see what this biting stuff happens. And it's funny. They actually have you go in a certain order because they want you to go from youngest to oldest. Oddly enough, and that's all about disease and such. I don't know. They can have these complicated reasons. Yeah. So I did my due diligence. Like room 1 was Aristotle. And
Wow.
Perfect cat. Just I can go on and on. But I'm like, due diligence, they told me there's 4 or 5 rooms. I'm gonna go to 4 or 5 rooms.
Yeah, you're not just gonna test drive one vehicle. I'm gonna test drive all them.
It's funny because I'm actually not that kind of person. I'm totally like, oh, that car's good enough, I'll buy it.
Yeah. I see that this car goes when I press the gas pedal. I'm in, sir.
That's better than my last car. Well, mostly I was just intrigued by the buddy cat. I'm like, I think all animals love me, and I need to have my ego boosted by having a cat not bite me.
Yeah.
So I wanted to work my way through them all, and they were all actually kind of lovely. They had like older cats that mostly ignored me. They didn't care I was there, so whatever. And then Buddy Cat really seemed to like me, though I had heard that Buddy Cat likes to woo you, get you close, get your defenses down, and then go for the jugular. And I was aware of that, so I was prepped, but I still liked Buddy Cat. But I have to admit that the first room with the first kitten with Ari in it was kind of the best room.
All right. Well, how big is said? We can see on the YouTube right now. Aristotle has sat down making first appearance on the pod, checking out. What are you doing? What are you doing, Frank? It's like, oh, there's a person there. Probably sees me. So Aristotle does not look like a kitty. Looks like a cat.
No, she's still a kitty. She's still tiny, in my opinion.
Young cat.
4 months.
Curious. 4 months. Okay.
They're at that growing fast stage, though. Yeah, they go from
football sized.
She stretches out. Funnily enough, you can really get her. You can get her big if you need to. Yeah, I love. My mom keeps a million stray kittens, so I've really gotten to know the development cycle. We've been through like 5 different litters now, so I've really learned like they started as little puff balls. They're the best when they're that. Yeah, then they turn into this insane adolescent stage, and then they turn into proper cats. So we're still not at proper cat yet, but she's still ultra light, can still sits on my lap when I program and doesn't sit on the keyboard. So I haven't done the keyboard test of just how many of my windows and how much of my code can she mess up in one sitting. Can't wait to discover all that stuff. But she's still light enough that is not doing that. Thank goodness.
Well, that's pretty good. All right, now where did said Aristotle's name come from? It's the first time I've ever heard this name in my life.
So I did not give her that name. That was the name that I believe the foster. So I don't know the full cat cycle. I did have a name all picked out for the kitten too, but I decided I'm not going to be a control freak. Also, I like the name. I was going to go with a classical Greek name anyway, and so I just thought it was funny that she already had kind of a Greek name.
That's cool.
So I decided to just stick with it. Also, it shortens nicely to Ari, which is just kind of fun to say. So,
Oh, that's cool.
and she was already responding to that name, so just keep it. I don't
That's
need
good.
to. I don't need to rename the cat. It's fine.
Yeah, we
It's not
did.
like they really pay attention to their name anyway.
They don't. I think there's characteristics of the name. So when we got Millie, her name at the humane shelter was Betty.
Oh, okay? You did rename her.
We did rename her, but we ended up putting together a spreadsheet, just very similar like we did for this pod, of different
Mm-hmm.
names, and we decided to go with Millie because it was a crossover between two names that Heather and I picked. I forgot what mine started with, but one was Tilly,
Okay.
which is a
Oh yeah.
traditional name from Australia, which we actually met somebody on holiday and they had an Australian cattle dog named Tilly, which was funny. And they were from Australia, which
That's
is crazy.
great. Okay.
And
Yeah.
then with Millie, and we're like, Millie, we dropped the E. So it's just Milli, like millionaire. And,
That's how much
and
money you've put into her. Yep.
yeah, pretty much. But we wanted to like Betty, Millie, right? I think like
Yeah.
we're just like, there's these, how we use our voice. I think they would pick up from that. So if you were to call like Barry, right, for
Yeah.
example, or I guess Ari, Bari, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like these,
I
tones
don't
of
know
our voice.
much, James, but the one thing I was told, and I believe because I've never bothered to fact check it with an AI or anything, is you should always have your dog's name end with an E. It's just a good vowel that they can hear
Uh,
very well.
yeah.
I don't know if the same thing applies to cats. Who cares? But at least it passed the test of the name ends with an E. Aristotle's far too many syllables to say
That's,
all the time, so
that's a
it's
lot.
Ari,
It's
just
a
good old
lot. Yeah.
Ari.
All right. How is she adjusting to this house, especially because Boom Diggity's still there, which I didn't know. I thought Boom Diggs was gone.
Nope. Also, let's be clear again. Boom Diggs is alive. So I read all the pamphlets. It's been a while since I've had a kitten, like 15 years since I've had a kitten. So I read all
Yeah.
the pamphlets, sharpening my kitten skills. And all the pamphlets said you have to create a small, safe space for them to acclimate to.
Oh, okay.
Already stressing these puppies out,
Yeah. It's a
kitties out too
big,
much.
big change, right? Like you're a new
Yeah,
person. They're in a whole new environment. They don't know what the hell's going on. You know what I mean? Like it's
yeah,
the first few days with Millie was just like so weird. She's like she's like here's an
yeah.
animal on you. I mean, you had a cat already, but like there's like this animal here, and then like she's like sleeps. She's like, what am I doing here? Like what are we doing now? Like what's going like? And then we're like, what are you doing here? I was like,
You just stare at each other for 3 hours,
it's
just eye
very
to eye
hard.
contact.
And nothing has changed in 4 years, and we still do that. Like, what are you doing, Millie? She's like standing there being awkward. All right, I guess I'll be awkward. We had a conversation today. We went to the winery and got did a tasting, and we're like, Heather was like, do you think Millie makes us more awkward because she's more awkward? Like, have we become
It's fun.
Millie because she's just awkward? Like, because we're talking to the person at the wine, and then at
You
the
were
end, we're like,
awkward at a wine tasting. My God.
yeah, I'm just like, are we super awkward now? Like, are we just like this? Are we like, did we become Millie? You know what I mean? Because she didn't
I
become
love that.
us. So I
I
don't know.
love that. Well, they
Yeah.
usually say it goes the other way, right? I thought they took on the behavior, but I could totally see you taking on the dog's behavior. Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah.
God, I hope I don't take on the kitten behavior. Um. Okay, so locked her in the office. So the office has become the cat room, which is kind of hilarious. I won't pan the camera, but that's why it's got the cat tree now. It's also why I had to remove my most favorite giant plant
Oh
because it
yeah.
turns out cats love to dig up plants, or kittens love to dig up plants. It's one
Oh
of their
no.
life skills. It's their major pastime. And I did everything. I tried every home remedy AI recipe for creating a all natural cat deterrent. You can go to the store, you can buy a cat deterrent. Who knows what chemicals it has in it? I'm like,
Lots.
this is a brand new kitten. I'm not going to overly poison her, just slightly poison her on her first day. So I tried to make my own with like lemon oil extract and a drop of vinegar and
Ooh,
working out the exact ratios. And you're supposed to
luxurious.
squirt the plant, and then the cat won't want to be on that plant. And then also, you go collect pine cones, and it turns out my house produces billions of pine cones. I'm like, great, finally, a use for all these pine cones. And I just fill the plant up with all the pine cones, spray that down with the lemon stuff, come in the next morning, pine cones all over the office, dirt everywhere. I believe the cat is smarter than the AI, or the AI, or it's dumber than the AI. I'm not really sure which direction it goes, but that home remedy home deterrent did not work. None of that
Mm.
stuff worked. So the plant had to go. That was a little bit sad, but otherwise she's acclimated to her tiny room. She's going to be in tiny room jail for probably another week. But today was the first day of having the open door to the house where she can meet cat friend, Boomer cat
Oh,
friend.
yeah. Where was Boomer exiled to?
Boomer was not exiled. Boomer always gets the run of the house. Everything's fine
Ah,
except for the office. Just couldn't go in the office. But today was the first day. I would say Kitten gets points for wanting to just play with the other cat, and Boomer gets negative points for wanting to murder little Kitten.
territorial. Boomer's territorial. I like that. My house.
Yeah. And just from the stray cats, I knew it was kind of a 50-50 thing with the old boom booms. But I thought I'd give it a shot. And I'm still going to keep giving it a shot because the pamphlet said most, if not all, cats can learn to be roommates. They may not like each other, but you should be able to get them to the point where they're not murdering each
They
other.
can coexist in a space
Yeah,
together. Yeah.
exactly. So says the pamphlet. Now, so far, every pamphlet I've read has led me astray on all of this, but I'm still choosing to believe the pamphlet. And with enough hard work and patience and tiny little scratch marks on my hands, I believe I will get these two cats to be the best of friends, and they will cry when they're separated next. That's my goal, is to create
There
a
you
real
go.
emotional bond.
Yeah. So when Boomer leaves,
Sounding
it's just like
manipulative.
now this cat is so depressed because Boomer has
Yeah.
left. Then I need to go get another cat.
Right. Get her a
Perfect.
kitten
Nail
to
it.
play with.
Exactly. All right. What is the cutest habit that Ari has that you've noticed so far? It's only been a few days, but what's
Oh,
the
well,
jam?
okay, this isn't the cutest. I'll get back to cutest, but I'll say the best habit. When I'm programming, she goes to bed. That programmer cat, good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Like, that's not one that you can figure out at the shelter exactly. Like, can I bring my computer and just sit here typing for 3 hours and see how the cat reacts?
Yeah.
So it's good to know she just kind of chills out when I'm actually doing work. The cutest thing is she's like a little puma, loves to
Mm,
do the stalking. So,
yeah.
the way like a black lab will just play catch all day?
Yep.
She will do stalking all day. You can have a toy. She will jump, grab the toy, bite it, and then run away and hide again so she can stalk it again. And
Nice.
that is her black lab behavior. It's the black cat behavior. She just wants to be a hunter. So I'm enjoying every minute of that because honestly, it makes playtime easy because she only attacks the toy for a few minutes and then goes back to hunting. I love it.
Nice. All right. Last question for you. What's the pro tips now that you had Boomer for a while, but now that you have a younger cat adopted, what's the like recommendations for folks that are going down this path? Maybe thinking about adopting an animal
Oh,
into their house. What's the considerations? What's the pro tip? What's the day one? What's the thing that they should prepare their house, prepare their bodies
yeah.
for, prepare in general for the short term and the first few days?
I am not an expert at any of this, so I
Now
apologize.
you are. You
But
have a cat. You own a cat. This cat
I
is
own a
officially
cat.
yours. You
I
own this cat.
adopted a cat, sir.
You adopted a cat.
Um,
It's on record.
well, I think like it's always that thing of do you want a puppy or a kitten because they do have so much energy. Do you want a little baby child human or do you want to just adopt a 12-year-old that'll ignore you right away? Pros and cons, both sides. And so it has been a while since I've had a kitten. So it is a lot of energy and all that, but I think that's kind of a good thing. It gets
Mm.
you up, it keeps you moving and all that. Um, as far as like for training and everything, it's just a baby. Like you can't get mad at them. I'm trying to like, no negative reinforcement, mostly positive. So even when she tears into my leg with her claws, I gently pick her up, put her over by the scratching post, and do that because I'm trying to keep her away from the, chewing everyone's shoelaces when they come in the house, biting
Mm.
everyone's fingers when they come in the house. So it's just a lot of that little upkeep where you're trying, every time they do a bad behavior, you got to move them to a new location, play a little game, get their mind off of it and
Mm.
all of that. And so from a training perspective, I'm really trying that of try not to give too many bad habits. We'll see. There's always some bad habits that you'll develop here or there, but I have enough cats in my history and my friends' histories that I know every bad habit I want to avoid. And anytime I see even an inkling of that bad habit, I'm like, nope, playtime. We gotta go change the thing, gotta distract, gotta do something else. And so I don't know. I'm sure human kids are a lot harder, but it does remind me of like, boy, it's stressful raising someone young because there's so many bad habits you can pick up right away. But it's all
Oh
fun.
yeah. Yeah.
In the end, yeah, my skin has a billion superficial little cuts on it, but
Oh
that's just because I want her to be an outdoor cat at some point. So I'm not going to cut her nails too much. I'm not going to definitely not, you know, any of that stuff. So just live through it, whatever. It's good for your body to get scratched up from time to
yeah.
time, right?
Callus those
Right?
hands. Work outside.
Yeah.
Manual labor. Yes.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, how much pain can I endure before I actually do yell at the cat? Turns out a lot.
Any new app ideas that you've come up with, or things that you built and vibe coded since you've gotten said cat?
I actually haven't had a chance, but yes, there are numerous cat apps out there that show like fish, and the cat is supposed to like
Oh,
interact with the fish. None of those apps so far has worked on this cat. So I figure I'm taking that as a challenge. Like, there's got to be an app for this cat. And if
yeah,
it's for this cat, then there must be other cats out there like this cat, assuming
totally.
she's probably not unique. So, yeah, I actually do want to write one of those silly like cat apps for like the
Yeah.
iPad or something. Like, I think the iPhone maybe is a little small. She has little paws, but the iPhone's still a little small. So maybe an iPad app or something like that. Remember Hanselman Ding had like Baby Smash?
Baby
So
Smash.
I want like Kitty Smash. Oh, I wonder if I can license the name from him.
You, I'm
Um,
sure
so
he won't sue you. I'm pretty sure. Just register the domain name today before we put out the pod.
yeah, thanks.
Mm.
So I'm taking it as a challenge though. I don't know if I can get her to actually pay attention, but no apps in terms of like tracking food or any of that. Who cares about all that? But I would be
No.
fun to have her chasing some fish or a laser pointer or something, a virtual laser pointer,
There you go.
something like that.
All right. Well, Frank, thank you for entertaining us with your catorific cat experience over here. And that's going to do it for this week's Emerge Conflict, all about cats. If you got a cat, let us know in the comments on YouTube. Yeah. And
I
then
mean,
send photo of your cat to
oh yeah.
Frank and reply to Frank's tweet about Ari with your photo of your cat.
And please do comment with everything that I said that was wrong. I
Give
want to do a good job with this cat, so
Frank the
please let
pro
me know
tips.
what I'm doing wrong. I would
Yeah.
appreciate it.
I have a dog, so I don't know anything about cats. But that's going to do it for this week's Emerge Conflict. So until next week, I'm James Montemagno.
And I'm Frank Kruger, and there's an Ari over here.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching and listening.
Peace.